Hey, what's up everyone, Matt the Riffmaster here. Today's how-to video, we'll be checking out truss rod adjustments and the things you need to do and the steps to take for a successful truss rod adjustment. So let's take a closer look. So before we get started, a couple of tools that you'll need for the job. Standard Phillips screwdriver to remove the truss rod cover, and a 4mm Allen wrench, or Allen key, or hex key, whatever you like to call it. But that's kind of the standard size for most electric guitar truss rods. So now we'll take a closer look at the actual truss rod, and I'll take you through everything you need to do to get your neck set perfectly. So as you can see here, this is the truss rod cover. So you want to take your Phillips screwdriver, loosen the screw for the truss rod cover. You can either remove it completely, or some of them you'll find you'll be able to just slide it out of the way like that, so you don't have to take the screw out completely. So then, as you can see, the truss rod, the actual truss rod is in this gap here. Like I said, it goes all the way down to about where the neck meets the body. So then sometimes with the headstock like this, the D string is covering the access to the truss rod. So sometimes what you can do is just slacken off the D string so it's loose, and then you can actually just lift it out of the nut, move it over to the next slot, just so you've got more access to the truss rod. So for example, if your neck has too much bow and the strings are too high up around the middle of the fretboard, what you want to do is you want to take your 4mm Allen key, insert it into the truss rod nut like so. Now be careful, you always must use the correct size Allen key, because if you don't, you can end up stripping the nut of the truss rod, and that's not good. That's a whole new bunch of problems. So like I said, if you've got too much bow in your neck and the strings are too high around the middle of the fretboard, put your Allen key into the truss rod like so, and what you want to do is you want to move it to get rid of that bow. You want to bring the Allen key towards you about a quarter turn, because that's about all you can go. So a quarter turn, then remove it, and then check the neck by looking down here. You'll be able to see it change, and if it needs to go again, just put it back into the truss rod and adjust it another quarter turn. So if your neck has too much back bow, so you're getting loads of buzzing around the fret on the strings, it doesn't sound great, and you need to give the neck some relief, you want to do the exact same process. Just take the Allen key, but this time you want to do it the other way. So you want to go from closest to you, you want to do a quarter turn away from you, and then remove it, leave it a second, check it. If it needs to go again, just insert it back, and then another quarter turn along like so. Now only quarter turns, because too much and you may cause damage to the neck. So just slight turns, because the smallest adjustment does make a difference. So it's best to make the adjustment and then go check it. And if you need to go again, maybe not even a full quarter turn, just the slightest bit, check it, because the smallest adjustment will make difference, like I said. So it's just take care of it and take your time with it. Don't rush it until you get it just right. That was my phone. I'm sorry. So once you've made the adjustments to your neck, a good way of checking to see if the adjustment's right is by taking the guitar, fretting on the first fret of the low E string, taking your thumb, pressing down on the last fret on the low E string, then taking your index finger and reaching across to the 12th fret and just pushing down. And just give it a tap up and down, and if there's distance from the string, you can see it moving, the slightest bit of distance, probably the same amount to fit a piece of paper through. If you can slide a piece of paper through, then it's just about right. If there's no movement at all, then you need to slacken off the neck just a tiny bit more, just so there's that relief, so there's enough distance for the string to vibrate. It's not that difficult. So I mean, I used to look at it as being something that a professional should do, which I don't think is the case at all. If you take your time to learn about it and really sort of know what you're doing and take your time and be careful, it can be a pretty straightforward, easy job to do. So one thing I like to do personally when for example, when I'm changing my strings, if I'm putting a heavier gauge string on, the neck will need an adjustment. But what I'll do is I'll take the old strings off, I will adjust the neck so it's dead flat, or maybe even just a back bow. And as I'm putting the new strings on, the heavier strings, I found that the neck will gradually move to where it needs to be naturally as the strings get tightened. So as I'm tightening the strings, it brings the neck forward to give it the right amount of bow in order for the strings to rotate and to ring out. Now you may need to make slight adjustments now and then because temperature does play a big part, because, you know, after all it is a piece of wood and temperature affects wood. So if you go somewhere or the temperature changes dramatically, always have your Allen key ready, either in your case or your gig bag or something, just so you've got it, because you may need to make an adjustment because the temperature change may throw the neck off, depending where you are, if it's too hot or it's too cold. So you just have to get your Allen key, check the neck, see what's going on, make the adjustments that you need to do, and you'll be ready to go. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked this little how-to video and I hope it helped you out. If you've got any questions, stick it in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them and assist you with anything, you know, any questions you have about it. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. As always, I've been the Riff Master. You guys are awesome. I'll see you soon. See ya!